Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandon Schrage. I'm the Technical Service Manager for FMC in the state of Nebraska. I have you joining me here in my truck because it's a little windy, but I'm parked outside of a field in Pierce County, Nebraska, relatively northeastern part of the state. And what I think this field shows is a good illustration of the year that many growers in the plains, and specifically Nebraska, are going through. For the first time since, I say last 2 or 3 years, we've had a really good run with our planting season. A lot of guys were able to get in the last week of April, finish up in the first week of May, and have everything in. Unfortunately, a lot of folks took advantage of that planting window, and we ran those planters so hard that we didn't get a pre-emergent herbicide out. And that's where we start to run into some issues. The data is pretty clear on the efficacy and the good resistance management practice of using a pre-residual herbicide. However, every year we run into circumstances, whether it be due to weather or you name it, that we can't get that done. And so if you look out at this field, it looks very clean from the highway. Our corn's starting to pop, so we think we're in good shape. But if you get closer, you'll start to notice that there is some weeds starting to come through. And a lot of people may be tempted to hold off just because we've had such a cool window the last few weeks. The corn's not really growing at this speed that we had hoped it would, and therefore we think because of either the lack or excess moisture and the cool temperatures that the weeds will be slow to emerge as well. And that's not necessarily the case. A lot of our ragweed species, common and giant, a lot of our velvet leaf, even our amaranthus species like Palmer amaranth and water hemp, they're going to start to come. They have adequate sunlight, there's adequate temperature and adequate moisture for them to get going, and they will outcompete the corn at this pace. And so it pays to have a post-emergence option that's both viable, efficacious, and flexible. And so while we always hope that folks are using a good residual product like Authority brands for their soybeans or Anthem MAXX for their corn, we do have options, and Anthem MAXX is something that we can really use that's flexible. What we're able to do with it is go either pre or post corn or beans, from pre-plant all the way through V6 in soybean, and then all the way up until V5 in corn. And so for guys that are not always sure exactly what the weather's going to bring, exactly how their operation's going to pan out, having something that's flexible like that is always great. And so looking out at this field, in a perfect setting, we might want to wait till that corn's a little bit taller, but thankfully, because of the flexibility of Anthem MAXX, we're going to be able to get out here right away. We'll be able to mix in a photosystem 2 inhibitor like atrazine, or an HPPD inhibitor like Callisto and Balance Flex, a glyphosate depending on the trait stack of the corn. And we're going to get a good residual base. That fluthioxate methyl component of Anthem MAXX is going to get us some contact burn down. And so what we're going to have is we're going to get a good residual program. We're going to clean up what's out there, and that's what's going to help stretch us to canopy, and you have a good, successful year. So, like I said, if you have any questions, my name is Brandon Schrage. I'm the Technical Service Manager for the state. Reach out to me or any other FMC representative, and we will be happy to help you as we get through 2020 together. Thank you.